It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About humanity. about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's having a fantastic morning. I'm trying to figure out, I got new things going on, and it sounds like I'm getting, nope, that's the wrong way. Getting some feedback, so I'm trying to deal with that, but thanks all for being here, and I don't know how to make this stop making noise, which is a real disappointment because this was going to save my day. But it's not working for whatever reason. Anyway, welcome everyone. Let's take a quick look and see who's here. We've got Lee from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft is in the house. We have Keith from CAMP Railroad is here. Dad Cooks is also here. Crazy Joe, welcome so much. I saw the photos you posted of your motorcycle. The paint job just it's really pretty incredible. Lynn McCurdy, welcome from California. We have Andrew, Mr. Pictovids in the house. Northeast Quarter Jersey Rail fan, loving the Northeast Quarter. Ray Bobles in the house, as well as John from Schuylkill River Valley, and the Train Freak, the Sidetrack Sunday crew in the house. We're just missing Rick, but I imagine he's probably putting one of his costumes on or something like that at this point. Let's see. Kieran J94 is here. Andy Ambrose is here as well. Mr. Jimbo Trains, welcome, sir. Roy Eltham in the house. Sean's Owen N Scale Railroad is here. Shane's Trains. Steve Childers Don't Be Like Me. And what's it about? Phil Craig. Thanks everyone so much. Ooh, look what we got in here. Thank you, Mr. Train Freak, for starting this off. And I just realized that covered up some of the shows that are coming up on the, I guess it's the left side if you're watching this. This is a new version of it that John just came out with, John Schuylkill River Valley. If you head over to his channel, he's actually got this posted as its own standalone video, which I think is really great because then you can go and just see that. I'm trying to set something up here that, of course, I didn't set up early enough. So if you just give me 2 seconds, I'm just getting this going. And this is really annoying that I can't figure out how to turn the sound off on this. Anyway, so what I'm trying to make my life easier, and it's making my life harder. Isn't that always the way it is, though? That's just sort of the nature. So today I thought we'd have a little fun. But before we get to that, let's just take a look at something that my dad actually put together. We check in here on the side. You'll see I've got a little book over here on the side. Steve Childer says not to be outdone by the train freak Jason. Thank you so much, Steve. Much appreciated. And just to mention too, in addition to Super Sticker Super Chats, I do have memberships turned on. So if anyone wants the fancy little logo after their name, like Mr. Pictovid or Dad Cooks or Brian Page Model Trains, you changed your name. I didn't notice that before. Neeler, welcome. How is everything in Hawaii? I hope you're having nicer weather than we're having here. It's a little cloudy outside, but we'll see that a little bit more in a little bit. I'm pausing because I just got a very interesting I just got a very interesting email that I just read that that I'm gonna have to deal with afterwards, and it's I wish we could all get along as a community, and I'm just trying to build a great space for the community to hang out, and yeah, I'm doing my best. The Train Freak says, Steve, I call and raise you. And Roy Eltham says, not being like Steve, upping Steve Childers' super sticker a little bit. But let's get to this book. Boy, now I really have that in my headspace, that email that just popped up. And I'm debating whether to talk about it now or just let it go. I know Tom Kivicek, Tom's Trains and Things, has a little rant section that people seem to like. And I don't know. So Steve raised the bar up to $10.01. And then Mr. Pictovid said, let me raise the bar again. So thank you guys so much. The money really helps at this point. So this kind of gets into the email rant as well. And I apologize. I try and keep these positive. I like creating a positive space for people. And I try and be friendly as much as possible with people in the community. And Roy Eltham taking it up to $25. Oh boy, here we go. The Ambrose getting in on the game. From Shortline getting in on the game as well. Thank you again so much, Chris. You didn't tune in at a bad time. It was just I started the stream and right away I get this email, and the email basically said, I see you're not slowing down. You're still doing all these live streams, so why did you lie to me about XYZ? And I don't want to get a lot into my personal life, but I think we all deal with this. when you have a partner, you've got to compromise. And for me, in my apartment, I live in a one bedroom apartment with my girlfriend, and we share the space. And when my girlfriend gets home after a day of work, where she's out, you know, um, she's out and about, she doesn't want me here live streaming. She doesn't, she wants things, more peaceful. Oh, great, I got the thumbs down again. Well, based on the email I just got, I have a feeling I know who that thumbs down is anymore. But so my girlfriend and I came to this compromise that I would only stream the once a week, that I'd still be able to do modeling Monday because it's important for me to create these spaces where the community can get together. And I think the sharing is what makes this community really great. So I wanted to keep that space going. But in order to keep that space going, it meant I couldn't spend as much time online in the evenings, hanging out with other people's hanging out on other people's streams. And as much as I want to support other people's streams in the community, and I do support as much as I can, I needed to put my relationship with my girlfriend first. And that meant that I couldn't do as much as I was doing previously. And apparently that has upset somebody enough that they sent me an email saying that, it's, I've got to balance the work life thing. I have to. And part of that was, uh, only streaming one night a week, not joining in on as many other things. So it's a shame. I feel bad that this person is so sort of upset by the choices that I had to make. And I'm still going to try and put out the best content that I can. And I'm going to, keep trying to, do my thing. And I'm going to keep trying to support the community as much as I can. And, work for me starting to pick up a little bit. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get my own office. Once I get my own space, I think I've posted about it in the community page. I've posted about it on YouTube, or sorry, on the YouTube community page. I've posted on our Patreon. I'm working on creating a space where I can be online right now, but anyway, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. Let's get past this. I have what I think is going to be a really fun show today, and that's what I want to give the community. And let's get off the rant, because this isn't the first email I've gotten from this person, and let's go back to this. So, if people remember, I did a 1K celebration meet and greet at Northlands. And one of the people that came is that, sorry, I'm still like my headspace. I'm working on it. And one of the people that came was my dad. My dad actually lives not too far from here, and my dad was able to show up. And one of the things that my dad does and that he likes doing is he'll create these books every once in a while of events. So just right before this stream started, I saw that I got a FedEx package and I knew what it was. So I ran downstairs, I grabbed it and I brought it up here just to show you guys a little bit. And it's various pictures from Northlands, and it's got pictures of some of the people, and it's just sort of a nice, little document of of that time in a different format than just all line, whatever. So Jason, the train freak, says, Heath, you have community supporting you. Don't let a hater or two stop you. Yeah, and I'm trying. It's just, when it's the same person that keeps kind of doing it, and I've done as much as I can to support this person. And it's just kind of, it's just frustrating. Lynn McCurdy, like Mr. Piktovic commented, it's still early here and the missus is sleeping. She hasn't felt well either. So I have the volume turned way down while I'm not joining in on screen. And, yeah, it's like that's, yeah, we have to do it. I think we've all been there and more than likely will again. Agree. So Andy, I don't know yet. It's the space is 77 square feet. Rents in this area can go anywhere from $60 to $75, maybe even more. So that's somewhere between, $400 to $500 a month. I don't know yet. The space won't be available until at least June. It's under construction right now. I'm still in contact with with the management company to work it out. And yeah. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, let's get back. Let's read a couple more comments, and then we're gonna get to the fun stuff. Roy says, Heath, listen to Jason. We got you. Ignore the haters. Sarah's Addicts of Treasures. I make rail fanning trip books for Danny and I. Oh, that's a good idea. That's really cool too. Brian Page Model Trains. Family comes first, and that's it. I love this community. This community has given me so much during this last year. That this community is close to family to me, but at the end of the day, it's yeah, I don't need to say it. Dad's Cooks, it's a great memory your dad made. Gus, there is this rail fan that is causing problems between my wife before I split from wife. Train chasing will have to go. Yeah. John, it's a cool book. Andy says, yeah, ignore the haters. I had a wife that hated me. I ignored her. She went away after a while. Yeah, Andy, I don't know if we need this. Thank you, Keith. Here's to making the hater hate us some more. Yeah, like this community, there's some just really great people in this community, and there's enough space for everybody, and I'm doing what I can, and oh, that's cool. I have a weathered version of that green caboose you have running behind that F unit. This is the Pepsi caboose here. I'm still I meant to change this contest because I feel like the caboose thing might be getting a little old, but there's something I just love about seeing this consist going back and forth. So yeah, it's good. Graham Leamington Station, Heath, don't worry about the haters. We got your back. And I write in saying that you're stopping Monday. No. So, I was doing, thank you, Dwight. That's much appreciated. I will get into more like what it's going to cost me if so that people do want to help out, they can. I just don't know yet, so I don't, but we'll get there. We have a little time, but I do really appreciate it because it just, then I can save up some money. And anyway, it's your train of thought bouncing back and forth, the train on your desk. That is it. It's kind of the thanks. Andy Ambrose, what the hell are the poop sticks that Steve Childers keeps going on about? I don't know why the link's not posting. It should, the link to join the chat should be popping up, but I don't see any of that coming up. So let's, I just turned it off and back on again, but maybe Steve can come up here and explain the, explain the poop stick thing. Oh, Almar, welcome, sir. Welcome, welcome. Let me see real quick. Well, let me just keep going. What were we talking about? So, oh no. I started model railroading because my dad used to set up his 027 old school Lionel train set in the basement. And like that's how I got into it. Seeing the three rail trains um was the first thing I did. And I have to stop this. I don't know why is this doing this? So what I'm doing is I have my iPad set up so that I could hit the super things, and I've got some overlays and stuff for the show, but I can't figure out how to get the volume to go completely off on it. So it's driving me crazy, and I'm just going to shut it. So classic O gauge, right? I think it's how a lot of us get started. Or a lot of people at my age probably got started that way. I then went on to HO. My dad went on to G scale. So growing up in the basement, we had HO scale on one side, which was my stuff, and my dad had O scale and G scale on the other side of the basement. And we had this huge basement, and it was just kind of a great it was just a great place to kind of get together. So what happened was I saw this eBay listing, and we'll see how many O scale people that I haven't told pick up on this before I actually get to the crux of this story. But I saw this eBay listing for this 4892 GG1. And if you don't know, I've got a little bit of an obsession now with the GG1. I've got, here's a, little Z scale guy. I've got N scale. I've got HO scale. Ray Boble has completely ruined me. And being somebody who's traveled a lot on the Northeast Quarter, GG1s are just, Ray Boble ruined me. Dwight Curley, I don't know why the chat's not working for you. It seems to be working fine for me on my end, but maybe somebody else. Yeah, I see your messages as well. So Burnsy's saying now you need G and S scale gauge GG1s. That would be correct. I do. I do have some S scale trains and some G scale trains. They're all circus stuff. None of them are a GG1. The problem is, man, are they expensive. I saw one G scale GG1 going for like $6,000. But I saw this listing for this O scale one, and I think it was at like $155. And I was kind of like, okay, I was looking at the operating instructions that you can see in the top left, and I was like, okay, it's a GG1, it's a Lionel. It says it's got 2 motors and magnet traction. It's like, 155 is probably not bad for it. I was like, I'm going to bid 160. I am sure there was like 20 minutes left. I knew I was going to get outbid. So, I wasn't worried about it at all. I looked through all the pictures, PR GG1 locomotive. It does have the part number down here. And I did look up the part number, and I noticed that when that part number would come up, that it would show the silver, the congressional GG1s. And I was kind of like maybe my Google foo is messed up, and maybe something's just not working right. And I looked through, and it looked pretty clean, and I looked at the directions, and I was like, it's Lionel, it's probably pretty good. And then there was this picture here, and you can see the bottom, and I was kind of like, okay, it's a neat little It's a neat little thing. But one thing that I noticed before I purchased it was that it shows here that there's a little reversing unit lever on the top. And I noticed that this guy did not have the reversing lever on the top, and I just kind of said, oh, whatever. So I got this, and I got it home, and, on the top, you can kind of see right here, it says 4892, and I believe that says personal. So I was like, okay, this is, a part of somebody's personal connection. They wrote the road number on it, so they knew what it was. And I was so excited when I got this. And then I started doing a little bit more research. And I started looking up, instead of looking up, Lionel and the part number, I started looking up GG1 4892. And if you do a Google search for GG1 4892, the results that you get back are for a K-line GG1, not a Lionel GG1. And I'm still a little confused about K-line versus Lionel and the whole sort of relationship between the two of them. But I started kind of questioning, like, what did I get? So I opened it up, and what I realized eventually was that if you look closely at this picture, what you can just make out between the trucks is a K. And you can kind of see the little swoosh. So what I realized was that this is actually a K-line locomotive in a GG1, or in a Lionel box. And looking at pricing and stuff, the pricing was about the same, and everything, the pricing wasn't that far off. So I was like, okay, it's still a GG1, but let's check to run it. Like, did the guy try and pull a bait and switch on me, or what's going on? So I took it out and I ran a little test. So I'm guessing that everyone could hear that click, 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 click. So that click, 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 click made me really nervous. I don't really know O scale stuff. I mean, this is technically an O gauge GG1, right? It's like the squished GG1. It's not the big long GG1 that's to scale. But I'm like going, oh no, this thing's ticking. So, uh, uh, I'm all about helping spend other people's money. Yeah, when I found the G scale GG1, I sent it to Mr. Pictovid and told him that if he wants to buy it for me, I would happily accept it. But so I got really nervous about that tick tick ticking. So like I started emailing all my GG1 or all my GG1, all my O scale people. GFW Trains. Dackman Productions, Brian and Mike over at Crossed Anchors. I sent it to Jason the Train Freak, and I was just kind of like, oh my god, like what's going on? But then I checked, and they have a 30-day refund. I was like, okay, 30-day refund policy. I'm covered. I'm fine. Jason got back some information that he thought it could be either bad electronics or a bad motor. Some people didn't know. Northeast quarter, it could be an E-unit problem, which I'm assuming he's saying it's the electronics. So the K-line train has flywheels, not magna traction. The Lionel version has magna traction. So what Brian at Cross Anchors said, though, is he said that the transformer that I was using is a it's a 20 watt max transformer, and he said that transformer is probably not going to cut it. So I now that I was into O scale by sort of messing up and buying this, I went and I looked on eBay and I eventually found some track. And it just happened the track was a little pricey, but the track came with a K-Line Nabisco Circus train set. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this loop of 027 track. It happens to come with a circus train set. It also happens to come with that little 20-watt K-Line transformer. A lot of people said I need something bigger. Some people suggested that I get a MTH Z1000. So what I got right there is an MTH Z1000 that I've rebranded with the little City Junction logo. So this is a 100 watt now. It's a 100 watt power supply. So I was like, okay, so I did actually test it. So I do actually know. But if I put this on the track now with this more powerful now we got no ticking at the lower speeds. Oh, that's funny. So the what I've got there is the alpha meter. Right here, the alpha meter is the LCD is steady. It's not blinking like that. But the reason I wanted to hook the alpha meter up to this is just to show that it does work. The alpha meter does work with AC, but I wanted to be able to see how much amps this locomotive was drawing, just to kind of get a sense of that. Yes, train inspector is asleep. You can see her head poking. She's gonna watch this GG1 go around. Man, that thing sure does overhang when it goes around on an 027 track. So Northeast Quarter says he uses the Z1000 as the layout, and it works just fine. Yeah, I forget who first recommended it to me. It might have been Nick at Nick's Trains. But yeah, it's kind of a beast of a thing, and I didn't. It took me a second to figure that process out, how to get it to go in the other direction. But get a scale GG1 and see how much it overhangs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, train inspector's sleeping on the job, but she is there. If something goes wrong, she'll pop right up. But yeah, let's we've got our first guest here. Let's say hello to Tyler. How you doing, Tyler?
Thanks for letting me on.
Absolutely.
I would want run my O gauge, but I'm at the wrong house.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. So it's all good. But
tomorrow.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah.
I am going to. So I haven't quite figured out yet how to snap these pantographs on. It looks like you should just be able to like push them on, but I kind of pushed them on and it gave a little resistance. So I'm not sure how hard to push them on. So I'm going to run it without pantographs, and we'll kind of check that out. We'll figure that out a little bit later. So the other side to this GG1 conversation is that after I realized that this should have been the silver GG1 and not this K-Line GG1, I noticed that he had the silver one for sale on his eBay page. So I asked him, like, did did he want to swap them so that I had the silver one that went with the correct Lionel box? Or, oh, Bernsey says you can keep the power on and all you have to do is hit the direction button. I wasn't sure if that would like be an issue with it thing, but
Yeah, I have that. And
yeah, but it looks like you can just hit the button. That's really cool. Yeah, so the alpha meter does AC, DC, and DCC. So it's really Bernard sees tardy. Hopefully he brought the donuts for being late. But let me. Jason is causing trouble. Jason the train freak. So let me deal with him causing me trouble real quick. Okay. So in addition, so we made a deal. I'm gonna get the silver GG1, so I'm now gonna have 2 O scale GG1s or O gauge GG1s. So I went from saying I'm not gonna get into O scale because it's gonna like start this whole thing. And what kind of happened is when I bought this K-line that's running right now, is I looked and he had some really good pricing on some other fun, or at least what I thought were fun cars. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop this guy going in circle. I'm gonna unbox these guys, and I thought it'd be fun. Let's get a little bit more of a contest going. Now here's what I don't know is, okay, this is not a thumbtack one. I have no idea how you open the couplers on these. So, if anybody wants to explain to me how to actually couple these.
There's usually like a tab on the side of the coupler. You just push on that and it opens.
A tab on the side.
There might be.
I have no idea. It's a K-line if that matters. It does not have the thumbtack on the bottom. So let's see. So this guy is it's a U.S. Mint car, and it says case closed, and it's got little shredded pieces of paper inside it.
That's pretty cool.
So this has a little thumbtack on the bottom. So I'm not really a Northeast Jersey says there's a tab on the bottom of the coupler. I'll find it eventually.
Yeah, like if you push that.
I'm not really much of a prototypical modeler, so I like these more sort of like fun cars. That's what these all are. So let's check these out. So Andy says, let's see. Oh, not that one. Where did it go? Jas, if you're watching this, then you should buy a new Bachmann. Oh, that's not the comment. I thought there was another comment that Andy made that I just saw. Maybe not. Anyway. If you're going to be running O scale, you'll have to run the tracks out one window and back in the other.
That'd be pretty cool.
Don't give me any ideas like that, because you know I'm going to do it.
Are you on the ground floor or are you up in the air?
Blankies.
No. Is that true, Bernsey? Is that really what's shredded up in there? Is documents from when MTH and line? That would be hilarious. So this one is a Lionelville undersea display. It's let's see, animated aquarium car.
Yeah, I think the fish move around in that. It's pretty cool. They might.
So the fun thing is, I'm gonna get these all connected, and I'm not gonna be able to figure out how to disconnect.
HLN3. Yeah, next is live Steam.
It does seem like every single time I bring it to 0 and back up again, it reverses direction. Heath is a runt now. He's discovered 3 rails. Yeah, unfortunately.
Say no to O.
Should have good. Oh, they're talking about something else. What's coming in the next few weeks? Heath does HON3, ON3, SG live stream. Yeah, I will one day. I do have some S scale and some G scale, and one day I may get that out. So this one I thought was fun. This is the Speedy Gonzales missile flat car.
Oh yeah, that's a good cartoon.
What's been staring at me that I've avoided purchasing, but that I keep looking at, is Menards has all of these M&M cars in all the different colors, as well as an M&M UFO. And I'm just like, wow, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Now, Lionel has a car with a helicopter, Heath, and when it goes past a trip pin, shoots the helicopter in the air.
Yeah,
No way.
I have one of those.
I had the HO
That's
version of it
cool.
when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah, I got my. It doesn't work really anymore, but it was my grandpa's in 1962.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it's a yellow box car.
No, this is a blue flat car and a gray helicopter. Although I've seen the helicopter in different colors.
Yeah, this one's the box car. It's a yellow box car, and the roof opens up, and the helicopter shoots out of it.
Huh.
The windshield on the
Yeah,
helicopter.
I keep looking for him, Anthony.
Why is it? I don't know if the directions button's stuck, or does it always change directions every time you bring it down to 0? I'm confused by that. Anyway, so these are the kind of cars I like.
All gauge or no gauge?
Yeah, it's Burnsy's.
Say no to O.
I am an equal opportunity.
Hey, O is great when you take it in half size.
Yeah. I've got some of that too. This plastic case that this one's like falling apart completely. Oh, okay, so the New Jersey Rail Friend says it always changes directions when you power down. Okay, so it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's the E unit in it.
E unit?
It doesn't whistle.
Did somebody say E unit?
In the
Not
end.
that kind of E unit.
E unit?
Not that kind.
Steve, you know
Settle down, Steve.
Steve, you know they made a Lackawanna one you gotta get.
The Lackawanna GG1?
No,
Lackawanna E unit. Lackawanna didn't go into Chicago, so I only get E units that go into Chicago.
Mr. Brickfield says, wait till you discover 5-rail.
5-rail track.
What?
Oh yeah, I have seen that. It's HO and N scale track combined into one.
So who wants to see some of the other O cars that I got? Because of course now that as they say, once you break the dam, you know.
I think I'm gonna have to drop out. I got some stuff to do, but thanks for letting me on, and have a nice day.
No problem, Tyler. I'll catch you later.
Yep. Thanks.
So unfortunately, I wanted to record all this, and I forgot to hit record when I started. So we'll see how that goes. So, I've got a couple more. Why does anyone know why they come in these bags? And should I keep them in these bags? I'm not really. I don't really know. Mr. Petovin says, "Oh, O gauge and standard gauge combined." I get you. He could always put a monorail around the ceiling. So that's the plan for the office. The plan for the office is that the O scale and the G scale will be running around the ceiling. So that is the plan. Yeah, no, I won't be able to do the ceiling here. Bernard C is saying store-bought rail. I don't know if he's talking about the 5 rail or if he's asking me about the rail I got or not. So this is a New York Central lightning stripe car with all of the bricks of, I guess, silver. If people are wondering why it always slows down at that one spot, it's because this table is not actually flat. It does have a little hump in it, so that is it going uphill.
Think you're gonna need more track?
Think?
Your girlfriend's gonna come home and you're gonna have trains everywhere.
Oh no, these will be cleaned up by the time she gets home. Bernsey says bags aren't important, box it. Sean says, I assume the bags are so that the boxes don't get shelfware. That makes a lot of sense.
Plus it helps with moisture, I would think.
See, I would think it would keep the moisture in, not out, but that's okay, let's see. What should we do next? I really like this one. I saw this one and I was a big fan of this book and I was like, that is fun. Does anyone have any idea when these may have come out? These these type of cars. I'm assuming these are more modern cars, but
Sure, you can look it up.
I'm sure I could too. I'm sure there's actually probably I bet you Burnsy's gonna know, or maybe NEC Rail fans probably gonna know the exact year these came out in.
Jason.
Steve.
How's lunch today, Jason?
Is that the B&O one?
Yep.
Nice. What kind of decoder are you going to put in it?
The same thing I got in all mine. An SDX166D Digitrax.
Oh, Digitrack?
Yeah. They're cheap.
Yeah.
And then I can download Digitrax has a sound loader and sound project, so I can download the more accurate sound files for it.
Oh, did Streamlabs bot stop again? Why does it keep stopping? I don't know what's going on with that guy.
It's your fault, Heath.
I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, but YouTube's always making changes. Everyone's always making changes. Let's see.
Steve agrees.
Yep. I don't even have to say anything.
Andy says I'm going to need a bigger flat, which I'm sure is true. I am going to post the link up for people that want to join. Let's see. I don't watch your humanity on keeping the plastic on, Heath. You don't want your treasure stored in a solar. Still, yeah, that's what I feel like. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. I would go on the Lioness website and search the serial numbers. It shows what was the last catalog the product was in along with the year. Oh, cool. There you go.
Is that a submarine on a car?
Bernsey, I was saying that you would know what year these cars came out in. What were you saying, Steve?
Is that a submarine on that flat car?
Yeah. So let's get to that one. Northeast
Yellow.
Quarter Rail fan will be here in a second. Yeah, so this when I saw this, I had to get this too. They make this as a Navy flat car, but this one is for the Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh. So I thought that was fun, and I thought I had to get that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. Oh. There, it looks like there's some like stuff in here where you can wind up the propeller somehow. I'm not sure how you release it. Oh, maybe there.
Oh, you wind it up through the nose, huh?
Yep, and then the little thing will run. But the rubber's a little stretched out. I'll have to get in there and play with it a little bit, but it's you can see it does actually kind of spin.
Oh, I see the propeller going. Cool.
That's kind of neat. Look at that. That is so cool. I need to get this little the little clips here seem to have popped out a bit too, though. There we go. Now I got that popped in, and then that slides in and locks in place. Crazy freaking cool. Oh, and it popped out again. I'll have to figure that out a little bit.
You need more track.
I said that earlier.
Where am I gonna put more track?
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
can
waiting
guys
on
hear me?
you. Heath, I'm waiting on you to like install shelves close to the ceilings in your apartment, so you got trains running around the whole apartment.
That's the plan for the office. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen in the apartment.
Okay,
Brian
earlier.
Page is asked.
Go ahead.
Brian Page is asking if it's lunchtime for you, Jason.
It is. It's actually an early lunch.
Hey, Kiki. Hey, watch the trains.
So earlier, Andy had asked about sticks and poopy bags. What I
Yes, he
was
did.
going on about. So Andy, all right, when you walk your dog, you got to take poopy bags with you so you can pick up after the dog. All right,
Well, yes,
and they
he did.
come in rolls like this. Well, in the center of that roll is a little black tube. Right? So when the roll's done, you got this little black tube. Like here, right here. You can't see it because it's probably too dark to see on this black backdrop. But anyway, you cut the end off at 45 degree angles and screw it onto your fascia. You can take your uncoupling stick, which is nothing more than a chopstick, right? Put it into a pencil sharpener point, and voila, it holds it along the track. So you put them around the layout, and you always have a pick stick within arm's reach. Now, yes, I have
Andy,
magnets.
if you were following Steve's channel, you would have seen his video where he talked about this. So Andy needs to go subscribe to Steve's channel so he doesn't miss all of your tips.
Oh, I think he does subscribe.
I'm
I
trying,
think he's just
Steve.
giving me
I'm
hell.
trying.
I know.
I'm trying to help.
But anyway,
So
yes, I use Katy magnets as well. But inevitably, you'll get a car that won't uncouple at a magnet. So there's your pick stick. Better to have them than and not need them than need them and not have them.
So my
what
only
kind of car is that,
Lionel
dude?
circus car that I have right now is the Ballyhoo Brothers circus car, and it's obviously the caboose. So this is the last of the Lionel that I have, and then we'll get to the other stuff.
Ooh.
That sounded good.
What the-
Yeah, it's one of the line LH10s.
Hey, dog.
Ooh, I see smoke.
Smoke?
It's from a smoke generator on NEC Jersey's track.
So there we have it. A very unprototypical O-gauge run of trains. So, hello, Mr. Dackman. So, Dackman, remember the ticking? The ticking. I don't have the ticking with this power supply, so it looks like we're all good. Joshua Bin says, "I am no catnut." Eli Fleming, that's awesome. Yes, I have been bugging Dackman off and on Discord because now. So I guess here's what I'm wondering. I think these are all O-gauge cars. Is that correct, or is that not correct?
Yeah, those are all O gauge. None of those
They're
are
all
scale.
O-gauge. Okay. Yes, Edward. This is it's 027 track. I actually have some 036 track on order, so that I can put a second loop around the outside of this loop. Because remember how I talked about the track came with a free circus locomotive? Well,
So you got another O gauge or O gauge.
so this is 027 gauge on it right here, so it's definitely not. But it came with all these cars. So it's got this. It says clowns, and it's some steam engine and tender with a smoking working headlight and whistling. Then it's got a Nabisco animal cracker wagon cars. It's got this is more sort of animal cracker-ish. Looks like it's a gondola. And then there's a Lifesaver boxcar. And this says it's a freight car, but it looks like a caboose. I think this is a caboose, and I think it's Oreos. Yeah, so Gus, my problem now that I have is that now that I own O, there's a whole bunch of circus stuff in O that I now need to get. And when I say need to get, I don't mean that I need to get it, but you know,
You want to get.
I want
You
to get
heavily
it.
want it.
Yeah. So
It's a must-have.
This is worse than me seeing an E unit on eBay.
yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. So, you know. Oh, and so what was cool is in addition to this train coming free with the track, yeah, that submarine car is cool. Those are awesome looking. Yeah, I did open the can of worms. That was someday we'll see you with a live stream gauge train. Yeah, after win the lotto. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of circus trains in O gauge. K-Line has, I think it's 6 passenger cars that are just gorgeous little circus passenger cars, and it's
You really need the helicopter car, Heath. If I would have
somebody wants
known,
to send me the helicopter car, I will happily.
they
accept
had
it.
one. They had one at the train show last weekend. Had I known, I would have picked that up for you.
You should get one of the spotlight cars. They're a flat car and that has a spotlight on it that spins around.
I saw that. That's pretty cool too.
Hobby
can
Shop's
find
got
it-
one of those.
If I can find a helicopter car in HO at a reasonable price, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. They wanted like $110 at the hobby shop over by Cross Anchors.
So Joshua is asking if NEC Jersey Rail fan is okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
okay.
really know what happened.
I got so much smoke, but yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, you got smoked out?
Yeah, these things have powerful smokers.
Oh, yeah.
Like Cheech and Chong over there, but the wrong type of smoke.
So one of the other free things that came when I bought that oval of track is a 1996 K-Line electric trains catalog. And on the back, it shows where all the K-Line superstores were. And there used to be a K-Line superstore in New York City in the toy building down on 24th Street, which I thought was pretty cool. But the other thing looking through this is, man, they have a ton of other circus stuff. There's this whole circus train here. There's just... Unfortunately, I didn't realize quite how much O-gauge circus train stuff there is, but it's all in this catalog, so... Here we go. Here's the set that I got, but I don't have some of this other little stuff. It didn't come with that. It just came with the train. Oh, actually, this isn't the set. This set's slightly different.
So what scale
what set I have.
is O?
I don't know.
148?
Yeah, 148 scale.
Okay.
Well, you've got O gauge and O scale. They're a
Right.
little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but one's
Full
to
gauge
scale.
is generally
They both-
smaller.
One's to scale, one's not. But they both run on the same track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So the track is, I don't know what the width of the track is. O scale, I believe, is 148.
Yeah.
I don't know what O gauge is.
Oh, gauge is the
It's
same.
ma-
But
Yeah,
it
it's
can't
just
be the
made
same
up. It's
because
not
a
to
different
scale. It's not to scale.
So what scale is it to?
No,
It's
nothing
not
really.
Nothing.
Oh.
It's fantasy. It's compressed.
Lynn McCurdy's
runs
trying
on
to
the
spend
same-
people's money.
It's just basically a compressed model. It's not as big as scale ones. I have a scale ES44 and gauge ES44 if you would like to see.
You're
It's,
welcome to hold it up.
Similar to ON30 is another one because ON30 is supposed to represent narrow gauge for O scale, but it runs on HO track,
But
which
it's not
HO
to any
track is,
scale.
yeah, it's not even to scale because HO track is literally right at half the width of O scale. And narrow gauge track in real life is not half the width of standard track. So standard gauge. So that's another example. ON30.
So
So-
this CSX is gauge, and then the police one is scale. You could see how, yes, they are different companies, but you could see how one is definitely bigger than the other.
Yeah, and I get that, and I see that. I guess I just don't it's just like an N scale or N gauge. Like they're very specific and very like clear what they are. Whereas with O, it just seems to be this kind of mystery of of not really knowing what it is.
It's sort of easy to tell. Most of the time, it's really not that hard to tell, but sometimes it is pretty hard to tell. Like, I have an F40 down here. It looks scale, but it's actually not, which I find that kind of weird.
Yeah, Dakman's tried to explain it to me like 600 times, and it still just like goes over my head. I'm trying to find a picture to answer. I'm trying to find a picture to answer Shane's question.
If you put a GG1 that's O gauge up next to a GG1 that's O scale, you'll
a big
immediately
difference.
see the difference.
Well, one's a lot longer
They're
than
the
the other,
same.
for one thing.
Exactly, because one's to scale of the original. The other one is not to scale of the original one.
But it's not to any scale.
Correct. It's fantasy.
Okay, so Shane, so this is gonna take us back a couple years, and when I say a couple, I mean 1996. But Shane asked about me joining the circus. This photo is from when I worked for the Big Apple Circus, and this was the ring crew. This was all of us just chilling together.
Don't tell me that's you with the hair.
So I don't know how to put, but I am the second one over from the left.
In the blue and white shirt?
In the middle.
No, okay. All right, with the hair, with the head tilted.
Sitting on the couch, up on the couch,
Yeah.
with the head tilting. Yes, with the head tilting.
With
Are
hair.
you wearing a mullet?
No,
like it.
did I have a mullet at that point? I don't think it was a mullet at that point.
Business up front, party in the back.
Yeah, it's like buying a bike. It was 1996. Come on, you know, what do you want from me? I can't find, though. I was really hoping to find, there's a picture of me sitting on top of the tent, of all of us sitting up on top of the tent, but it's not showing up on Facebook, and I don't know where it is on my computer. Oh, here it is. I found it.
It was a wig, Andy.
No, not a wig. So, I worked for Big Apple Circus, which was a single ring tent show that traveled around the northeast of the United States. And part of the ring crew's job was setting up the circus tent. So one day we all climbed up on top of the circus tent, and this was obviously the highest. Shane says, if it walks like a mullet and it talks like a mullet.
It's a mullet.
It's a mullet.
Yeah, so this is me in the right side of the picture.
Yeah.
And this is us sitting on top of the tent, because, you know, when you can climb 120 or so feet up into the, you know, on top of something and sit there with very little safety gear, and you're only 20-ish years old or whatever, 21 years old.
Sure, OSHA loved you.
That's it. Well, this is back before they really really clicked in on that stuff. But yeah, so I have worked for circus. Man, I tell you, this O gauge stuff is so much louder than N scale and Z scale.
Yeah, it gets pretty loud, especially
So
when you
much
get stuff
louder.
that has sound.
Yeah, well, luckily none of this seems to have sound.
Some conventional stuff does have sound, though. Some Lionel TMC engines you can use conventionally, and they have sound. It's pretty cool.
So if anybody's wondering, how do I make myself bigger here? And then let's go to that camera. You can't really see it. But that's a Z scale. That is a Z scale GG1 on top of an O gauge.
Looks tiny.
I think that's hilarious.
Because it is tiny.
So that's now my smallest and my biggest GG1s hanging out together.
So do you have GG1s in all scales?
No.
Do you have it in HO?
Where's your HOG one?
They're in the closet. I don't have them here. But yeah, so
You need them. Need them all the same number so you can run into a tunnel, and they start getting bigger or they start getting smaller.
So funny you should say that. in Z scale, N scale, and HO scale, I have the Blackjack and the Conrail 4800 Bicentennial.
Okay.
In N scale, I also have a Broadway Limited colored one, which is the brown, Tuscan brown, or whatever it is.
Tuscan red.
Tuscan red.
Tuscan red.
And then I also have in HO scale a not prototypical bicentennial paint scheme, and I have a, what else do I have? I don't know what else I have. That's not what I was looking at. This. I don't know that I'm closeted. I think I'm pretty open about it, but.
Well, I sent you the other day a link on eBay to a non-prototypical GG1. It's the Pennsylvania 1776 bicentennial one.
But I sent you back saying I've already got it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was the one I texted you back and said,
I'm
yes,
not
I
talking
know,
about
I said I've already been talking to that guy. And then I sent you a picture of another one that I actually got. So Edward was asking if 027 is S scale on O track, and Dakman is saying no, 027 is not S gauge. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. S scale is kind of smaller than O gauge because, well, when they run on two-wheel track as well, so it's smaller than O gauge.
So is anyone
bigger
as
than
amused
HO.
at seeing a Z scale GG1 on top of an O scale GG1 as I am?
I did that once with the N scale SD70 and my O scale one. It was funny.
See,
So-
S scale is what, 164? I think that's S scale, 1 to 160 or 1 to 64.
I believe
1 to
that is correct.
164.
No.
No.
1 to 64.
For N?
Yeah.
Because
No, it's 1 to
N
164.
scale,
Oh,
N
S.
scale is 1 to 160. S scale is 1 to 64.
I thought you were talking N scale, not S.
No. Well, an N scale is 1 to 160th, 1 to 150th, or 1 to 148th, depending on whether you're talking about US, UK, or Japan. Because that's not confusing at all. Yeah, Bernsey, I'm just going to live through seeing Cross Anchor's congressional cars, because what will be first on the list would be buying the K-Line Circus passenger cars. That's what I would get first if I had any money, which I don't anymore because I just bought all that. But yeah, next time maybe I'll be able to get both trains running because I'll have 2 loops of track. So Edward is saying, so the Z-Scale GG1 is being the overhead pickup for the, yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to put the pantographs on it.
I think they just screw in. I've never had that type of GG1, but I want to say they either snap in or you have to screw them down.
Yeah, I thought they would just snap in, but, yeah, I don't know. Looks like a fancy pack for the O-Scale Loco. Things are escalating quickly, Heath. Yes, they are. Things have gotten a bit out of control. But I'm having fun. Like, you know, I mean, I guess that's, you know. Jackman says, welcome to the O-Gauge community. Do I get, like, a special sticker or something now that I have O-Gauge? And, like, where do I fit in on YouTube now? Because it used to be, like, there was a divide, right? There were the people on the O-scale side, and there were the people on the HON scale side. And now that I got both of them, I don't know, Andy says I got GG-itis. The Angels, nice setup, Heath. What are the rolling stock cars? I'm not familiar with them. They're all O-gauge cars. This one going by right now is the case closed car. Then's an Aquarium. Then Speedy Gonzales. Then one of the Mint cars. Then Where the Wild Things Are. then the Carnegie Science Center submarine, and then it's ended with a ballyhoo caboose. So, yeah. And Clyde is saying, isn't there an initiation process? And Frank says, at least now we can see things without zooming in, which is true. Yeah, and now the O gauge community can now officially blame me because now I've got some accountability for Heath. You should paint that submarine yellow. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's something about the O scale and gauge community. They don't really modify their cars much. They seem to stick with things the way they are. So I'm kind of thinking that's maybe the approach I should take. So does anyone want to watch me break this GG1 and try and put these pantographs on?
Yeah, let's see you break it.
I can't believe there's nobody in the chat that knows how to put a pantograph on a K-line GG1.
I was gonna say, if Dakman didn't know, or Mr. P.
I think I might see a headlight off in the distance. I can't tell though. Let me get out and look and see if that is a headlight. Oh, wait.
You just push.
Did it go on?
Yeah, it did. It helps if you open it. It helps. Makes it easier to line up. And you just have to make sure that you've got the front and the back in the right order because there's little little rubber things that need to line up correctly. Once you have, you're sure you have it the right way. Even with this, I need to put my glasses on. Yeah, I just had to push harder.
So, Heath, when this train gets here, do you want me to, I guess, change my camera and stand out and film it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't leave us hanging. Come on.
Yeah,
I will tell you one thing.
Thing.
I'll tell you one thing. When it goes by, I cannot hear anything y'all say.
That's okay. We'll just keep talking to you and pretend. Frank, that is the Carnegie Science Center sub. You are 100% correct. Dakman says, I don't consider this a divide. We should support all model scales to keep the general model train hobby alive. I agree. To me, it's just a joke. I just think it's funny. Dakman missed my rant earlier in the stream that I'm not going to repeat. But yeah, I was just... Yeah, Burnsy, yep, they did just get pushed on. O-gauge people do modify cars such as weather. Oh, there you go. Okay. Why is MA name red? Why is MA name red? Whose name's red? Oh, let's see. If you start the name with at, yeah. Thank you, John. I was confused. Because you're quicker. Tim says, Jason, you should be trackside in Attica when a train is going up Attica Hill. You can't even hear yourself think. Yeah, I can imagine.
I believe it.
Yeah. Is that thing coming, Jason?
Yeah, there's one coming. I think it's on track 2, but it's where I'm sitting at is like there's a small bend in the track, and then it's just like straight for miles. So I can see the headlight probably 20 miles out. And so it takes about 15 minutes for it to get up to me.
So Late Night Model Railroad says because they're toys, I'll leave now. I know there's a whole thing about, O scale are not toys, they're models and whatnot. I personally sort of feel that like what I've collected here are sort of more the toys of the model train thing, but for me, I'm not as look at look at this K-line circus train. Like, this is a toy. Like,
Yeah, that
it's
is.
they're not even
Yeah.
attempting to make this a model train. This is just a toy. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely model trains in O scale that are not toys. That is definitely
It's like Lionel's Vision Line. Those are definitely not toys.
right. Exactly. Yes. Very true. Very, very true. Crusader 06, that train is weirding me out. The front truck turns before the locomotive does. It's like a rope-a-dope. I know. Isn't it funny? Uh-oh. Oh, they are toys. Expensive, but toys. My 1973 Charger SE was my toy for many years. Yeah, and I don't, I get, there are certain circles where I think it's important to clarify that whether these are toys or not toys. But in the model railroading community, I'm kind of okay considering these toys. But that's my alone perspective. John wasn't here when I showed the stuff. Yeah, John, you'll have to go back and watch the whole story. It started by accidentally buying that GG1, and then once I bought that GG1, I of course had to, I had to get some cars to pull it, and then I needed some track, and when I bought the track, it just happened to come with this circus train set. Yeah, Catnut says I'm not paying $1,200 for a toy. And I thought the O-scale collectors don't modify because it loses collector's value. And again, that's, I think, I see Jason just like waving in front of his camera. But yeah, it's toys are meant to be played with. Yeah, and so I guess the question is, like, I'm running this on a loop of track on some folding tables. To me, that's kind of a toy setup. It's not kind of modeled, kind of ish. Yeah, and it was kind of an accident in that I thought I would get outbid, and then I just didn't get outbid.
Yeah, that's what happened to me on all these E units.
Right. Yeah. You think you set your max price, knowing that somebody else is going to outbid you, and then they just don't.
Just
you
make sure nobody else buys it cheap.
Keep everything mint.
Usually when I try to get stuff off of like bidding sites like eBay or something, I'll just bid snipe. I'll wait until like the last 5 seconds, put in a bid that's $1 higher than the highest bidder, and then I get it.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of what I did with this GG1 is I put the bid in 20 minutes before, intentionally planning to get outbid. I just didn't get outbid.
Intermodal container load, huh, Jason?
Jason can't hear us at all right now.
I wish I got.
Heath, I don't think you did that by accident. I thought you had a plan. Yeah, and I think too there are collectors as well, right? Like some people collect trains. Like it's
like some people collect like Thomas trains and stuff. They know it's toys.
Yep.
I own it. I run it.
Yeah. And My Life Tracks has quite a collection. So if anybody is yeah. That guy's got a lot of toys. See you later, Catnuts. Have a great day at work. So if people want to start posting in the if people want to start posting up their channels, posting up what they're up to, uh, all of posting, whatever things you want people to know about, that would be great. I'm gonna probably wrap this up in about 5 minutes.
I'm actually
So
2 subs away from hitting 200 subscribers.
Oh,
there you go. John Schuylkill River Valley, if you can maybe put up Northeast Quarter Jersey Rail fans, let's see if we can't get him over 200 before this ends. Anything else, NEC?
No, really. I'm just trying to enjoy running trains right now. I'm going to be getting a new one soon, actually.
Oh, awesome. Do you know what you're getting yet?
Yeah, it's going to be a CNJ F3 ABA set.
Oh, nice. A whole ABA set. Oh, cool.
Only one A is powered, though. The other 2 are non-powered. But that's
Yeah,
going to be
so
fun.
Nancy had this happen to her channel, and it hasn't happened to mine yet. And I'm a little wondering about this as well. Is that YouTube does consider model trains to be toys sometimes, and I know that Nancy's not the only one that they've marked them as toys. So I don't know. Dakman's on GFW tonight. I think that's at 6. 7?
Yeah, it's around 6, 7, 8 o'clock.
They're on for hours.
Yeah.
Anthony Dodge live streams today at 3:30. Episode 11 of Matt Clark, Train Detective. John put up NEC Jersey Rail fans link. Let's see if we can't get him up to over 200. Joey says, I always increase my max bids. Yeah, don't do that. That's where you get in trouble. Looks like Crusader's saying that NEC, you're over 200 now.
Well, thanks, guys.
congratulations.
On your way
Thanks.
to 250.
Yep.
Jason or Steve, anything you guys want to share?
Yeah, 600 subscriber contest that I've got up right now. It closes tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So,
Awesome.
so if you're not subscribed and you want to get in on some cool prizes in OHONN, check it out.
Upcoming
Mr. Childers?
upcoming tips of the day will be there's 2 coming up on decoder installation into a Proto GP9 Phase 2. And what else I got? I'll have a decoder installation on this E89 too coming up. No more poopy bags though, Andy. Sorry, until I figure something else out.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Sidetrack Sunday. I'm hosting it this Sunday as well, so 8 o'clock Eastern on Sunday.
Yep.
It's normally Ray's turn to do it on the 4th, but me and him swapped this night, so
It's hard to keep straight, isn't it?
I'm telling you. Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what's coming up for me. Besides getting hate mail from people, I guess they say, you never reach a certain level until you start getting people giving you thumbs down, and you get hate mail, and you get trolls. So I've already got the thumbs down people. Now I'm getting the hate mail. So it's been great, but I hope people enjoy what I'm putting out there, and please subscribe to each other, and support each other in the community the best you can. We do all have lives, and I get that, and you have to make choices in your life. And I'd love if all 1,000 of my subscribers can be on my live stream every day. But if you can't, you can't. It's You got to do what you got to do, and you got to take care of yourself and take care of your family. But I do really love this community, and I'm gonna keep, doing my best to keep putting these videos out there. And I hope, I hope people really enjoy them and continue following along in the journey. And I will see people for me. Modeling Monday is the next thing I definitely have scheduled, and I'll see everybody around. Thanks so much for being here.
All right. See ya.
Thanks for having us on.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Take care.
You too.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.